Alright, it's been a while. I hope you missed me. I have not sat here and videoed in over a week, maybe even 2 weeks. What I uploaded last week were pre-recorded videos. So if you'd like to get ready with me, have a little life update, you know, just chit chat, then just keep watching. So today I'm dragging out my Natasha Denona. I've not played with this in, there's something wet. I've not played with this one in a minute, but I want to use these grays and silvers here. I'm just in the mood. I'm in the mood for smoky, sultry. Y'all know I tend to go for the reds, the coppers, the browns. That is just not my vibe today. Not my vibe. So let's start with, I need a good transition, but I don't really see one that I like. We're just going to dip into this Per Se, which is like a gray. I don't know how it's going to work for a transition. So I have not filmed in ages. My mom has been in the hospital. She got bit by a copperhead, which is a very poisonous snake. It was really scary. I was here at the house working. It's funny. Well, it's not funny, but the way that I work from home. So, I do have a lot of video conference calls. So typically what I'll do is, I got like leggings, pajama bottoms. You know, I am just casual on the bottom and business on the top. So when my stepdad called, he was like, I need you to get here quickly. And I was like, okay. I said, is everything okay? He goes, well, I just need you to get here quickly, as quick as you can, but don't drive fast. And I was like, what? And he said, your mom's been bit by a copperhead. We need to take her to the ER. So I ran out of the house. Not thinking about anything, right? Because copperheads they're really poisonous. So I'm not thinking about shit except getting to my mother as quickly as I possibly could. So I jumped in the car. The girls were already ready because I was going to take them up her house as soon as I had an opportunity. So I just yell at them, let's go, let's go, let's go, now, 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 like I'm screaming it. So we meet them like halfway. We jump in the car with my mom. And she's crying. You can just tell she is in so much pain. She's telling everybody that she loves them. I'm like, you ain't gonna die. Like, you know, it was just very serious. So we get to the ER. It's not funny. But we get to the ER and I realize I got on booty shorts. Like there's that much of my ass cheek hanging out. I do have a sweater and a shirt on top. I didn't even have shoes on. I went to the ER with no shoes on. So as soon as she gets to the ER, I had called 911 to say we're on our way, because they have to get things ready when there's a snake bite like that. I cannot see this eye. So we get there, they put they start her on the anti-venom and pain meds, and I'm going to pull, in my crease I just use Lila, And I'm going to use Layla and mix just a little bit of Decadent from this Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, because I want that to be just a little darker. So anyway, they had to med flight her to another hospital that was like almost 2 hours away. So my stepdad stayed there with her, and her sister and I, we were going to go on so that we were at the hospital when she got there. So I did stop and get me some clothes. But when I tell you it was a rough few days, I stayed with her. My stepdad, he couldn't really stay with her in the hospital. He couldn't even go out there, actually. He was burying his mother that same week. So I told him, I was like, and he felt bad. He's like, I need to be in 2 places at once. I'm like, dude, there's nothing you can do for Mom. Like, I'm sitting here watching her suffer horrifically. There's nothing I can do. You need to be with your family. But I stayed with her the first 2 nights, and the first night was terrible. It was just terrible. The pain she was in, her body would just shake, almost like a seizure, just from the poison and the pain. But she did, start to improve that second day. And she spent a total of 4 days in the hospital. And now she's home, and she's doing better, but she's not doing good. But they did say that it could take months to heal from a copperhead bite, so it's going to be a, long road. But she's a tough chick. She is a tough chick, so. So that's why I haven't posted any videos. I've been kind of dealing with that stuff. Taking care of my mom. I tell you, I've had a rough year. It's just been a rough year. And I'm having a hard time, like, with my anxiety, with my mental health issues. It's like, I don't know, life is challenging for me on a good day. Because I do have just so many, I have so many issues. And that's, I can handle it most days. I read this article the other day about anxiety. I think, what do I want to dip into, guys? I wanted to dip into this color, but I'm kind of digging these purples. I feel like purple would go really well with the grays. Let's see. So what do y'all think? We have Juno, Livid, and Amethyst. I don't know which one I'm digging the most. I think I want to go with Amethyst. I can't decide. No, let's go with Livid. It's the more muted purple. Anyway, I was reading this article the other day, and it was talking about anxiety, and it was an interesting article because which I'm not here to judge anybody. That's just not what I'm about in my life. But the article is interesting because it said in today's society, everybody has anxiety. Everybody has depression. Like, it went from something that you don't talk about to something that's almost a trend to say, you know, I have anxiety. I was talking about how doctors put people on anxiety medicine just so quickly nowadays. And I don't know if I agree with that or not. I mean, I feel like a doctor, you know, I'm not a doctor, so I have no way to know if someone has anxiety or not. When I first got medication for my anxiety, I didn't want it. And I went for my yearly checkup, you know, your PAP, all that girly stuff. And she was just asking me about my general health, how I was, and I started breaking down crying. And she said, have you ever been diagnosed with any type of anxiety or anything? And I said, well, no. And so it just kind of spawned a conversation. And she was like, I think, you know, we could start you on some medication that would really help you. And I was like, no, I don't want to be one of those people. That was kind of my mentality at the time. I know that sounds terrible, but I mean, it's the truth. That's where I was at. I didn't want to be one of those people. And she convinced me to start on the lowest dose, just to try it out, see how it went. So I did, and it helped. Like, I just felt so much better. And I guess my point in talking about this article was, it's almost a trend to have anxiety, but those of us that really do suffer from it, it's horrible. It's horrific. And I don't know why people would want to. I don't know. But, okay, I have a point. It's coming. I swear. But, you know, when you have anxiety and you're anxious and you have these emotional feelings, you feel so less than. Like, you feel weak and less than because you deal with these things, and you kind of feel like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I just be normal? You know? And this article was talking about how people with anxiety or mental health issues are so incredibly strong. When I first read the article, I was like, no. No, we're not. But the more into the article I got, the more, look, I'm talking, I need to cover this up. The more I thought, it's true. Because normal people get out of bed, they start their day, la-di-da-di-da. But for someone like me, getting out of the bed takes strength. It takes focus. Getting off the couch takes focus. Being around people takes focus. And I guess there is a strength to that, to get through every single day, despite the fact that your mind is telling you, you can't get through today. You're not going to get through today. Keep your ass in that bed. I guess there is strength in saying, No, not today, boo-boo. You ain't getting me down. Alright, I'm going to put on some winged liner, and then I'll meet you back here in just a moment, and we'll start on this face. We're going to beat this face because girl got some stress pimples. We got to cover them up. But I have really been breaking out lately. I don't know if it's stress. I don't know if it's, I started taking these vitamins from GNC. They have biotin, and they say, you know, biotin could break you out. Or it could be a combination of the two. Oh. But I've been breaking out awful. And I also switched up my skincare, which I'm going to do a video on my current skincare routine. I went back to some old favorites. Some of them are from Kiehl's because the website that I have been using said that Kiehl's was not cruelty free, and Kiehl's was one of my favorites. So I had stopped using their products. But then I learned about a month back that they are cruelty free, which is a challenge with being cruelty free. You get a lot of conflicting information and it's hard to know what is accurate and what is not. So one website had them listed as cruelty free. So I went back to some of my favorite Kiehl's products. I still need to order a couple, but y'all, I spent so much money on one purchase. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to slow down just a little bit. I can't buy everything all at once. So I'm going to do an updated skincare routine, definitely. But anyway, I know I'm not my usual energetic self. And I feel bad. Like, I feel like when I film for you guys, I need to be energetic and happy, and because that's who I am typically. I'm just not in a very good mind space right now. And it's hard, and makeup is kind of my, makeup makes me feel good. So I'm mixing the Milani Conceal and Perfect and the Jouer Essential High Coverage. My anxiety is just really, it's getting me down, y'all. It's getting me down. And makeup is the one thing that kind of soothes me. Like, when I sit here and just take my time and do my makeup, I typically feel so much better. And so many people just don't understand that, but it does make me feel good. Okay, so I know my face looks kind of crazy right now, but we're going to pull it through. We're going to pull it through. So I'm going to show you how I do my contour now that I've switched back to powder. So we're using the Kat Von D Shade and Light. We're going to go in with this darkest shade here, which is Somber. I prefer a flat brush like this, but it's not necessary. It's just easier for me. And I know I've said this in contour videos too, but this is the natural indentation for your cheekbones. But as we age, our face drops. So we want to go up above that just a little to give our face a little lift. And don't forget to create that shadow. Now I'm going to go in with the other two colors, which is Shadow Play and Subconscious. I'm going to mix them a little bit. and buff that line out. Kind of take it up a little bit into the temple, but really just buff it in so you don't have a harsh line. You know, I got this big forehead. I got to work with it. And what I like about Kat Von D's formula is it just blends so flawlessly. Alright, now we're going to bronze. You guys know I've been addicted to my IT Cosmetics ombre bronzer because it's got a little sheen to it. I forgot my nose, so we're going back in that Shade and Light and going with the lightest color, Subconscious. I know it looks a little crazy, but trust the process. And I just want to smooth that line out a little bit so it's not so defined. And leave that bake right there. By the way, I baked under my eyes and my T-zone with the Hourglass diffused light. Alright, we're going back in with this Shade and Light, and this color here called Levitation. We're going to carve out those cheekbones. Okay. We're done with this. Let's let it sit for a second. Okay, we're going to go back in and work these eyes. We're going to use that same transition shade I used at the top. What was it called? Per se. It's just like a... It's a gray, but it's got a little purple hue to it, like a lilac almost. Alright, we're going back in with that smoky gray that's called Lila. And it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's definitely not glitter. It's almost got like a soft frost. Let's dust this bake off. Now I'm going to take a stippling brush. I got a mess on my desk. Can someone come clean my desk for me? Did I put that up? No. Where is it? Ah. And I'm going to take the same Hourglass powder and just sort of buff it all over. That'll soften your contour a little bit, but also give your face this really pretty sheen. Alright, what blush are we using today? I bought this and I haven't used it on camera. I have been saving it for first impressions. But I hadn't been filming, so I had to dip into it. It's Natasha Denona Blush and Glow. And this is a really, really pretty highlighter. But it's more of a glow from within, not a boom. So what I've been doing with it is using it almost as a base. I mean, some days when I want a more natural look, I'll use this. But I've been just putting it down before my blush to give that more lit from within glow. And then I'll go back on top of it with like, but that highlight though. But see how it just adds a pretty sheen all over the cheek. Oh, I'm using Natasha Denona on my eyes and my cheeks. I just realized that. I guess this is Natasha Denona day. Okay. We got to do something with this hair. Okay, so something that I've been doing, we're going to do it today, is I've been using my Aurora palette a lot lately. And let me show you what I do. So if I'm doing a blue eye, I'll use the blue. If I'm using a green, I'll use the green. Today is all about the purple. So we're going to go in with the purple highlighter called Spectra. And we're going to use it as an eyeshadow topper. And it just gives this extra bit of oomph. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not. But I have been using these on top of so many different eyeshadows. And I love it. Now I'm going to take Spectra and put in the corner. It's that same purple. Okay, we had a little bit of fallout, which is fine. Okay, now we're going to take that white from the Aurora and just sort of create this highlight on our brow bone. And we're going to add a touch of the Luna to give that highlighter a little extra pop. Because you know we're all about that highlight though. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do fake eyelashes today. I think I'm going to stick with what God gave me, or my lash serum gave me. So I'm going to finish this look, fix my hair, and then I will meet you back here for the final results. Alright, my loves, we have pulled it together. I love the Natasha Denona products I used today. This is an old eyeshadow palette, but I honestly had never dipped into these cooler tones. I always kind of hung out on this side, and I've almost always been disappointed. But I did like these shades today, so I may end up pulling for this one a little bit more now that I've ventured over into the grays. I had used this several times before. This is a little expensive for the size of the product that you get, but this highlighter gives you this beautiful lit from within glow. Now I do top it off with a little bit more because, you know, but that highlight though. Did I try any other new products today? I don't. Oh, we did do the but this isn't new for me. But we did do the Shade and Light contour, so I hope that helped. If you want a more in-depth video on my contour routine, from, you know, highlighting the under eyes, just strictly powder contour, then let me know in the comments below. Okay, I think that's all the new products we tried. Thank you for listening to me ramble. You know, makeup and YouTube is just such an outlet for me. And I struggle a lot with anxiety. I struggle a lot with depression. And every day is such a struggle. And I can't begin to tell you how sitting here and doing my makeup calms me. And just being able to talk to you guys, it's such an outlet. So I know I wasn't my usual cheerful, peppy self, but this is life. So thank you for enjoying this beautiful life that I have with me. All right, my loves, until next time.